Hello, my friends. Well, a few days ago, I saw an image of a tombstone, and the words above was RIP, rest in peace, and guess who's going to be buried? The Matrix. This was a tombstone for the Matrix. And all of us can come to the funeral if we want to and just bid our farewells and thank it for whatever it did here, whatever we needed to go through, however disturbing, however hard it was. Somehow we did all agree to it. We cannot we cannot really experience anything that is not something that we say yes to, whether it's conscious or unconscious. That does not matter. As long as there is something in us that agrees to something, and that something can be anything in the world. It can be the job we're in that we don't like, the partnership we're in, we don't like the way we treat ourselves, the way we eat. I mean, it can be anything, the way we treat other people, the way we treat ourselves. This is all something that we do agree to. And it's actually powerful when you bid your farewells to the Matrix and say, okay, I played the game and it actually was fun for a while. It gave me a lot of adrenaline rushes, a lot of excitement, a lot of things to believe that I needed to do. So there was a constant adrenaline rush that we actually, believe it or not, that we have been attached to, and many of us still are. So when we say goodbye to the Matrix and put it 6 feet under, if that's what we're going to do, now we still need to look at how it has impacted us. And even though the Matrix is leaving, it's collapsing, it's done its tour of duty, it's completed its task. Now it's up to us to liberate the parts inside of us that were so impacted by that show, that movie, whatever that we have been involved in and engaged in and participated in and been the actors and the writers in. It was so real, right? Let's face it. It was actually an amazing thing. Whatever the Matrix is, it did an amazing job. And we all participated. We all got our feet out of it. And now there are very, very many of us who are saying, okay, that was fun. It's like you went to the movies, like, okay, that was fun. You go out like totally, buzzing, and either from joy or excitement or fear or whatever, terror maybe. And it's like, wow, that was quite a ride. Wow, I don't want to do that again. You got your feed, you got the experience that, well, we did, that we all signed up for. And just as much as honoring that we did sign up for it and that we were responsible for it, even though that part of us that chooses, that is our will, that's the one that says yes and no to things in life, even though that is our responsibility, it is equally our responsibility to say, when you get out of the theater, oh, the movie was The Matrix, and the end of The Matrix, that's the RIP with the tombstone, and we say, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. That is equally our responsibility to say no to it from now on. And we need to do that with a certain amount of determination, because every cell in us is still very identified with the rush, the fear, the nervous system. Everything is still totally impacted by that. So now we are going to turn around and we're going to say, okay, I want to experience a different movie, one that may be you know, all little love hearts sprouting out of the earth, and we're just gonna experience uh, love now. If there's anybody in here watching my video here, you know, you may raise your hand, you might put it in the comments and say, yeah, I'm actually done with the old paradigm, and I really am longing for something better. Now we are responsible for that new choice of not going back. So every time we go back, that's where we need to be very conscious and very aware that we're doing it again. It's like, oh, I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. And here I find myself in that movie theater again. Let me get out right away, right? You're responsible for your choice by going back in. So you just choose, like, okay, I'm out of the theater. And that's probably how it might go for a while. You know, you may want to engage in what's going on in the world, or you may still catch yourself, you know, being upset about it or excited about it or blaming people, or, you know, whatever it is. That's the energy that we keep feeding to the old paradigm. But the old paradigm is over. So let's say, so this energy of the matrix, the old paradigm, is gone. Why would we keep feeding it, right? When you really understand that it is our choice, then we need to take back our sovereignty of being in that place where we make choices and where we are not victims. A big part of the matrix has been that we have lived as victims, and then, you know, or perpetrators for that matter, because there's, I mean, you can do the whole drama or trauma cycle, you know, with the victim, the perpetrator, and then there's the rescuer. I read that many years ago in an article, and it was like, it just made so much sense that the way the drama of the matrix keeps repeating itself is because we keep jumping into these roles, right? There's the victim, like, oh, I'm a victim of this government, and then the government is like the perpetrator, let's say, like, so they're in that role, and then there's all these people who are trying to change it. You know, they want to make it better, so they're the rescuers. Is there anything wrong with that? No, nothing at all. When you're in the matrix, the old paradigm, that is how that movie was played. That's just how it was. And we willingly bought our ticket, went into the movie theater, watched it, maybe liked it. It's like, oh, I want more war movies, right? Just think about how we actually choose what we choose for entertainment. Like, I want more war movies, I want more murder movies, I want more government corruption movies, or whatever it is. And we keep going back in, and then we come out and feel either really like, oh, we feel empowered now, or we feel totally victimized. That's the cycle. And my friends, we do have the right now to step out of that theater and stay out. It's not easy, but it's possible. So what is going to keep you out of the old theater, the old movie, right? Because the default in us still is that we go there. It's like our neural pathways. They have been wired and firing and wiring for a long time, so they automatically go back into the old movie theater. So that needs to change, and that takes a lot of repetition, a lot of willingness, a lot of catching ourselves like, oops, I'm in the old theater again, let me get out. That's the work that I see we all need to do, while the old paradigm, the matrix, has collapsed and is being buried. So soon it will be, not soon, it's probably going to be a little while, because it's not just going to go down, you know, yeah, I'm ready to go. It's going to go down fighting, you know, just like when we want to liberate our ego or get rid of our ego, it's not going to do it. It's going to fight us, right? It's going to fight us. And then many times we keep giving into it because it's so hard not to. Of course, our ego or separate sense of self is very connected to the matrix. It's kind of, they kind of go hand in hand. So when we go back into the old movie theater, we are basically stepping into our separate sense of self that likes that. Let's use the whole trauma or drama cycle, right? That likes to either be a victim, so somebody can come and rescue them, and because there's a perpetrator that's making us a victim, that makes us need a rescuer. So it's that whole cycle, and we're so identified with it. Just look at yourself every time you feel like you're a victim, you know, you're a victim of the government or whatever. Or when you feel like I'm going to be the perpetrator, you know, I'm going to fight the government. I'm using government because that is very up for most people. And the permission is, if you need permission from the inside, if it feels like a yes to you, it's like, just don't go back in. Focus your energy on, let's just use the metaphor, a new movie. Spend your energy and your interest, your inspiration on, well, what kind of movie do we want to experience now? Maybe that means I don't want any more movies. I just want to fully rest in the divine and just be there moment by moment as it unfolds. Fantastic. Go for that. Some people may want to create a more beautiful world. I want a little bit of both, you know, that's where I'm at. But I don't want to do the old movie theater movie anymore. So I'm done with that. When I catch myself getting back in emotionally, I really talk about emotionally, because we can't just let it all go, because the old system, everything in the old system is based on the matrix, duality, struggling, working hard, being victims. It's all in there. So the more we can pull out our emotional attachment, and then little by little we can just say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sign up for that thing anymore. I'm just going to cancel this thing. And when they tell me I should do this, then I can just say, you know what, that doesn't resonate for me anymore, so I'm not going to go to this, whatever. There are things we still have to do, because otherwise we get in trouble. So, you know, it's finding kind of the middle way, a way to dance with this transition that we are in. As always, if you need some help unclutching, you know, getting out of the matrix emotionally, so you can pay more attention to the new that is coming out, feel free to reach out. You can set up a self-discovery session with me if that resonates with you. And otherwise, you know, let's just bid the old matrix farewell. Thank you for what you did. I know I very much engaged in it, but now I'm pulling my energy back to the divine inside, back to where peace and love and sweetness resides, because I'm ready for that now. I'm done with that hard, struggling, painful experience. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. Please like, subscribe. What do I say? Hit the bell so you get notified with my next ones. Comment. It's always nice if you want to share this with somebody. It helps the algorithm. It helps my channel. I don't make any money on this channel at this point. Maybe at some point I will, but it's a lot of hours that I put into this. So any kind of support by sharing it is always very well received with an open heart. Thank you so much.